I just put this together for a bloke at work who's interested in riding into the city, into work from Drummoyne. So this is just a bit of a speeded up clip for how I do it. I'm coming around the bay from 5 Docks, so I just missed all that bit out. But get onto the Iron Cove Bridge near Birkenhead, over the bridge, and then I don't go up Victoria Road. I turn off and head towards Les Montages. The reason I do this is I just prefer going around the water. I think it's nice, it's beautiful in the morning, you get the sun coming up. It's very picturesque. You can stop and watch the rowers if you want to. It's excellent. Why go up Victoria Road and be looking at lots of cars parked nose to tail, 3 lanes across, choking on all the fumes and aggro drivers, and there's lots of traffic lights and all that kind of stuff to deal with. So I just avoid that altogether. So get to Les Montages. There's 2 ways you can go. You can go up around the... Oh, okay, here you go. I stopped and admired the view for a minute. Took a photo of the boats in the morning. It was all very lovely. So, yes, past before Les Montages you can turn left and you can go up around the back of the swimming pool, the Leichhardt Aquatic Centre. Or you can keep on going to the end and you can get onto Lilyfield Road and attack the hill. That's got, in the worst spots, it's about 10% gradient. If your legs aren't feeling too fresh in the morning, this is just a nicer way to go. It's a bit easier. Just have to watch out for the people coming out of they've done a gym class or a swim in the morning at the pool, and they can be a bit out of it sometimes. Anyway, we get up to the end, we get onto Lilyfield Road, and from there it's just a straightforward run all the way to the Anzac Bridge. Now there's there used to be this is all going to be turned into a bike lane sometime in the next year or 2, but at the moment you just want to stick a fair way out. Firstly, you want to avoid getting doored by parked cars, and people do come out of their houses half asleep in the morning before they have their coffee and just fling their doors open without looking. And the other thing you need to watch out for is rat runners coming out from the left. You get drivers that come flying down the side streets and they glance very quickly to the right, they don't see a bike coming and they just pull straight out in front of you. So you want to be out nice and wide, have big open sight lines, so not so much that they can see you, but more that you can see them and take evasive action or slam on the brakes if you have to, and I've had to do that a few times. Then we get on to the Anzac Bridge, just zip over the bridge. It's pretty cruisy, it's quite nice. You just have to watch out for faster cyclists coming up behind you. And when you actually get onto the bridge right at the top of Victoria Road, you've got to make sure you don't fly around the corner too quickly and smack into a pedestrian from behind, which could be a little bit embarrassing. You just need to take it easy. So we come off the bridge down a bit of a whirly thing just near the fish markets. I've had a prang here where I hit a bit of styrofoam that had come off a fish box that had blown up there during a bit of a typhoon or something, and my front wheel hit it and over I went and ended up with rather bloody arms. Then we just ride through Piermont up Union Street. You've got to watch out for these piles of leaves. The street sweepers come along and they sweep the streets once a week or so, like on Tuesdays, and they pile the leaves up, but often you'll find there's empty beer bottles or cans, etc. Underneath those piles, so you've got to stay out on the right. If you go round them on the left, you can possibly get by a car door, so hang out on the right and just avoid it. There's usually not much traffic. Then we just roll over the Piermont Bridge. If you're there early enough in the morning, there's hardly any people walking across it. It's pretty easy. A bit later in the day, this is just jam-packed with people, and it's an absolute madhouse. Then onto this kind of narrow bridge. You've got to be careful with people. And essentially here we are on King Street. Now, what I normally do here is I hang left and I ride up to Barangaroo, ride around Barangaroo, through the rocks, under the Harbour Bridge, and do a bit of a loop around the city. Adds about 4 kilometres. It's very picturesque, very nice. I like going, I like riding up to the top of the hill where the old harbour control tower used to be. Just sitting there for a minute and watch the ferries go by, etc. It's a beautiful way to start the day. Occasionally, if I'm late for a meeting or in a hurry, then I'll just go straight up the hill, here up the bike lane, and takes you up to Market Street. What am I saying? Market Street, George Street, and you're at the office. It's a pretty quick ride. As you can see, most of it's either in bike lanes or very quiet roads, or going around the bay, on the shared path or the bike path. There's very little actual getting out on the road and dealing with heavy traffic. And that's it.